Hello everyone, this is Coach Mo with the Play Try Performance Center in Dallas, Texas. And today I'm going to show you some tips and exercises that will help you run faster and more efficiently. The first thing I want to tell you, and this is part of the tip, is that your body position and your foot position when you strike the ground is going to be the most effective way that you can change, alter, and increase your run speed. There's a misconception. I see a lot of people, a lot of first-time runners, they step and they try to reach out in front of them and they plant their heel on the ground the first thing that makes contact. The problem with that, if you think about it, you have forward motion. Your body is moving in this plane of motion. So if I'm stepping out and my heel touches the ground first, I'm actually literally putting on the brakes. So every time I touch the ground, I'm stopping. So it's actually regressing my forward progress and making it a lot harder. And also it can cause jarring up the spine. We don't want that. So the best thing that we can do when you start to run is you think of the run more of like a controlled fall. So you want to lean forward until you feel yourself start to fall, and then from there I'm literally just going to pick my foot up and then put it back down. So you notice where my foot lands versus the first time out here, okay? It's a lot closer to the midline of my body. I'm leaning forward, so when my foot strikes the ground, it actually propels me forward more than pushes me backwards, okay? So the way we would practice this is you stand normal, feet hip width apart, start to lean forward. As you lean forward, as soon as you feel yourself lose your balance, pick your foot up, and then you start the run, okay? So every time your foot strikes, it should actually strike right underneath your hip or maybe slightly in front, preferably mid-foot, okay? Now, there are a couple different exercises that we can do that will help strengthen the legs to build speed in the run. The first one is going to be what we call a pistol squat. This is actually, it's just a single leg squat, and I like to do this to a bench just for safety purposes to protect the knee, and also it's just a little bit easier for you to do starting out. The reason I do a pistol squat or a single leg squat is every time you run, you're in a single leg squat stance. So every step you take, you're in a single leg squat. So you really need to be able to build stability and strength with that one leg and then with the other leg to create an effective movement pattern and able to run efficiently, okay? So I'm going to show you this from the front first. One of the things I look for, and basically all I'm going to do is go into a single leg stance, hands up to give me a little counterweight, and I'm literally just going to sit down onto the bench and then come back up, okay? Foot back down. What I want to watch for, when I squat, I don't want to see my knee collapse in. So that's a big sign that my glutes are weak. So it's preferable if you can do this in front of a mirror where you can watch your knee. So ideally, I want my knee, if you look at the angle of my hip, then it goes straight down the center of my knee, then straight down the middle of my foot or shoe, okay? That's where your knee should track. So it should look like this. You drop down, drive through your heel, and then back up. Then you can put your foot down, okay? Again, we're here, knee is straight, then back up. If you see your knee collapsing in, try to make that adjustment, okay? It's very important also that you remember that when you push, when you stand up, you drive through your heel, not the ball of your foot. This is actually going to help strengthen the glutes, which in a lot of runners is very weak. It can cause low back pain, it can cause tight hamstrings, but for our purposes, weak glutes make you slower. So we want to strengthen the leg, but we also want to focus on the glute. Okay, so again, we're pistol squat here, sit down, then back up. Your progression from this will be to just touch and then back up. And then eventually, if you want, you can take away the step. Okay? The next thing I'm going to show you, and again, I just talked about the glutes. So when your foot is on the ground in a run, I want you to think about your glutes being in charge. That's what's stabilizing your leg. Okay? So what we're going to do is a reverse lunge. Basically, all you're going to do, again, spine is in a neutral position, hands up to keep your spine straight, step back into a reverse lunge. Now, the goal with this, and the key, is to make sure you keep 90% of the weight onto the front heel. Don't sit back on your back leg, okay? So the weight is on the front heel. From here, I should be able to wiggle my toes a little bit. I'm going to squeeze my glute, and think about my glute pulling you back up to the neutral position. Switch feet, drop down, squeeze the glute, pull from your heel, and stand back up. Okay? You can take that a step further and add a little bit of balance to it. You can go back into the reverse lunge, squeeze, pull up, and go into that run gait that I just spoke about. And then right back down to the reverse lunge, then back up to the run gait. So this is Coach Mo, and you've just learned a couple tips and tricks and exercises that can help you run more efficiently and faster.